breakdown. A little late this week, but we're still going to manage to get it in. Things have been crazy, but so have the games. I mean, this entire week was actually pretty solid. Tom Brady came off, as most people expected him to, performing just like Tom Brady. I've heard some people think he's going to hit a slump and just decline like most people do. What is it? Quarterbacks over 40?
Every quarterback who gets to like 39 hits the slump, but then again, Tom Brady might not hit it because he's not a real quarterback.
Tom Brady, big performer. Ben Roethlisberger, huge performer. 300 plus yards, 4 touchdowns. All 3 of Brady's touchdowns went to the actual secondary tight end, Martellus Bennett. Gronk got a decent performance of 5 catches for 100 yards. But we didn't really see the boom out of him that we were expecting with Brady back, but we may see that a little bit later on. Moving down, we have a bunch of games taking place. This is Thursday night. We just got off the Broncos-Chargers game, and it was a total disappointment over here.
It was, but we recovered the onside kick, but just couldn't do anything with it.
The thing was, they performed so bad in the first 2-3 quarters of the game that they were down a touchdown 2-point conversion, and there just was such a long shot at making it that they collapsed. They gave in.
Half of that had to do with the zebras walking on the field.
And now some of you may be wondering some things about whatever we've been doing. We didn't do a punishment in the last episode for worst play votes because we didn't get any worst play votes.
And it's your fault.
True. We're not going to present worst plays in this episode because that seems like a segment people are either not enjoying or just
But
don't
hey,
want to watch.
if you do enjoy it and do want to watch it, then let us know.
If you want it back, you're going to have to tell us. All right, 49ers Bills coming up. First game Sunday morning. What you got to say about the imminent, hopefully not, but imminent return of Colin Kaepernick to the field?
I don't know. Let's say Mr. America's coming back to the field. Happy birthday. Yeah. Because I just love it. I mean, wait. Will he be sitting when he comes to the field? Will he sit down?
No, he's not going to play in a wheelchair.
I'm sorry. That would be so funny.
You know, Chip Kelly really likes him. We don't know why. I think it's because they both had kind of the same mind about this political stance he's taking. I think they should.
California. You can't blame them.
Well, now the Los Angeles Rams are. You know, I don't think that's going to affect any of the Rams.
I think it already did affect the Rams.
Blaine Gabbert should play. However, if he doesn't, and Colin Kaepernick does play, as long as he keeps his politics off the field, he'll be just as bad as we saw him last year. That's
I
what
don't know. So wait, if he keeps his politics on the field, he won't be as bad.
If he keeps his politics on the field, I think a couple of players are going to cream him for it because he's giving every other player in the NFL either a black eye or a chance to take their no name.
Wait, was that a pun?
No. Consider it. There's like 3 people other than Arian Foster.
Brandon Marshall.
Yeah,
Brandon Marshall. The defense.
Brandon Marshall on the defense. And Colin Kaepernick. There's been several other people who've done it, but only those 3 have official names. Everybody else is a no-name guy who's jumping out trying to get publicity off of it. And so every player, and the Seahawks said this, Richard Sherman said this, every other player in the league is getting punched in the face over this because they can't do whatever they want to do. They can't support good causes because politics have to be kept off the field.
From the Steelers, I love this. If you see this meme, you got to read it. He said this last week. He was a big defensive player. Quince Dials, I think. Yeah, Quince Dials.
I don't know.
What he said was, if you're sitting for the national anthem and you don't have a broken leg, I'll give you one and give you a reason to. So he's not quite.
I like the Steelers quite a bit. But you may see the return of Colin Kaepernick. We both kind of hope we don't see the return of Colin Kaepernick.
Or if we do, that he just plays really bad.
I don't know. Are they going to need to get him a bigger helmet to fit around his afro now, or is it going to be league policy?
I still think they need to give him a wheelchair.
However, back to last week real quick. We do have the award for worst player of last week, and actually there was a tie, and I'm presenting this award. He doesn't want anything to do with it.
No, I don't want anything to do with this.
The World Cup, I'm going to say, is going to be a tie between Josh McCown, Robert Griffin III, Charlie Whitehurst, and Cody Kessler. The 4 Browns quarterbacks who either are injured or not playing. So I'm actually not going to give this to the quarterbacks. I'm going to give this to the offensive line. Either these are really weak-boned quarterbacks or a really terrible offensive line or a mixture of the two. But how does that happen?
Let me say how it happens. They draft all of the worst quarterbacks. I think the Steelers and the Dolphins game would be a good fantasy game.
I
Just because.
don't. For one thing, if you're going to go fantasy, you probably want to go heavy on the Steelers side.
Maybe on
the
Bell.
Dolphins are going to have Arian Foster back, supposedly. He was supposed to be back actually this last week and didn't get a chance to play. Hopefully they're resting him to be able to play. I would like to see him more in a running back 2 position, maybe in the backup of Kenyon Drake or something like that, to where he'll get some more short routes and some receiving yards.
Fullback, right?
I really don't want to see him get hurt again. It's kind of a heartbreaker for me in fantasy, but also, you can only see a guy get killed that many times. So, good games for actually the quality of the games. The Cowboys and the Packers. Cowboys, I'm telling you, Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott get better every single game, and the Packers not really get worse, but they're struggling a little bit on different defenses. The different ones they work with, they're having a hard time with the matchups against people and the defensive line. Not really breaking through to Aaron Rodgers, but getting enough pressure to where things get a little bit ugly. And their running game isn't as solid as it was last year. They don't have that flexible option of running a small, fast guy.
Can I give this shout out here?
Absolutely.
All right, look. So let me just say, Seattle, all right, let me just take you on a story here, all right? Seattle beat the Broncos in the Super Bowl, and everybody probably saw that as a huge blowout. And then we went to play them again, like third game of the next season. After that, we lost there. I've never been a Seattle fan because of that, but now I'm cheering very heavily for them because they get to play the Falcons, and the Falcons beat the Broncos just earlier. So if Richard Sherman gets about 100 interceptions, that's fine with me. But so I hold serious grudges, and right now I'm not a Falcons fan.
Okay, 2 things here. We've got a couple things on the. I'm reading the Twitter news on ESPN right now. The Chargers win here tonight. Broke their 10-game division losing streak. They haven't won a division game in 10 games. That's deep into last season.
But before we give too much hate to the Broncos, they were missing their coach, and Trevor Siemian is a new quarterback and needs a lot of.
Who else is in? Well, he did come off Paxton Lynch game, so he really didn't have a reference point to keep progressing with. He came off an injury and a different quarterback playing his game, so.
Right.
Some fairness there. Who all is in Denver's division?
Denver's division is Oakland, Kansas City, and Denver, and it's weird because
let's just appreciate this. With Oakland and Kansas City also in the mix, with a 10-game losing streak in your division, you would have to lose to each team at least 3 times. To lose to Oakland and Kansas City 3 times over the course of this and last year is kind of absurd. What is San Diego doing?
Can I say something though that's really weird? Oakland is leading the AFC West right now. They are the number 1 team in the AFC West. That's not just Denver's conference. That's the whole conference, guys.
And the Vikings are the only undefeated team this week or this year.
I hope someone defeats them.
The Vikings are. You won't get to see it this next week. Vikings are on bye.
You're kidding.
Again, the Monday night game is going to be Vikings and Buccaneers.
Oh, no. Cardinals and Jets will be a great game. David Johnson gets to play in that game, and David Johnson's my best running back.
Okay. Lots of stuff coming up this week. Lots of stuff happened in the last week. It's kind of a boring episode, but we got to hit the road tomorrow, so.
It's a pretty boring episode.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Wait. No. Like, comment.
Okay.
Run through it, come on.
Subscribe, I guess.
Bang. See you guys next time.